I want to share with you a personal experience of why the unapologetic forgiveness method was created in my own world. I was not raised with my biological father, and I got to see him once or twice before the age of 12 and then again at the age of 12. And the experience at the age of 12 never left me. I remember he showed up at my house unannounced, and my parents were shocked because we didn't know who was coming at that time. And basically, we thought he was there to sell us something. He was asked to return later the afternoon so that we had time to prepare for this experience. My brother and I really didn't know what to do when he arrived. We had to prepare some lies so that he didn't know where we went to school in case he wanted to kidnap us, interrogate us in any crazy situation that could have occurred. When he came, he was pretty cool. He showed me some pictures, gave us a quick little spiel of how great his life was doing, and I never saw him again. 20 years later, I got a letter from my biological father's nephew looking for his father. And this experience kind of unlocked a reconnection with him and my uncle, who also couldn't find my father at that time. Long story short, my uncle finds my father. And at this point in time, I've already started my awakening. Up until that moment in time, I had a different view in life. And when he called me, the first thing he said was, "Oh my God, it's so great to speak to you. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for not being in your life." And I stopped him. I didn't even let him finish that sentence. And I said, "There's nothing to apologize for. I don't need you to ask for forgiveness. I want you to know that you not being in my life was exactly what I needed. If you were in my life, I would not have had the life that I have today. I'm grateful that you actually chose to stay away from me and my brother and not influence our experience, because there was no way possible I would have survived and created the successful results that I have created today if I had you in my life, had to deal with my mom and my stepfather and everything else that was going on. I am grateful that you gave me life, and smart enough to know that you would have greatly negatively affected my life. Because you weren't around, I was able to graduate from college. I was a successful athlete. I have toured the world, and I continue to follow my dreams. There was no way that I would have been able to survive with you being a drug addict, and your emotional, mental health would have greatly affected my life. Thank you for making the better choice for us." And he was caught off guard, but I genuinely meant it. There was no need to forgive, because that was the purpose. I saw a greater purpose. If he would have been around, my life would have been 100 times worse. And I wouldn't be who I am today. I understood that his role was to not be around. And a lot of people hold on to the fact that, "Oh, I was raised by a single mother. Oh, my mom or my father weren't around." And to this day, they harbor that pain, and they make it about themselves. They think that because these parents, or not even parents, that these biological figures who weren't around shaped and influenced their life because they were unwanted, or they couldn't be loved, or they weren't worthy of a parent. They believed that with these parents around, their lives would have been 100 times better. But I ask you all to see it from a different perspective. These people are not holding you back. Whether they're around or not around, how you shape your life moving forward still comes from within. Of course, it's amazing to have a supportive family, and it's amazing to have people around you who are going to uplift you and guide you and give you that green light to go for your life and be your cheerleader. But that's not realistic all the time. I didn't have that with the people that were present, and I didn't have that with the person that wasn't present. The only person who was able to create that self-worth, that drive, that vision was me. Of course, life would have maybe been a little bit easier with the proper people around and the players supporting me. But if you keep holding on to the belief that if they were around, or only if my father loved me, or only if my mother loved me, then maybe I could be XYZ, you're gonna continue to drown in search for that love and that validation in so many different ways. So I ask you to look at this whole message that I'm giving you from another perspective. Unapologetic forgiveness is that. You are not providing forgiveness because you didn't get an X, Y, and Z. You're unapologetically finding who you are and how these experiences have shaped you and how you can find ways to unlock it, rewrite your story, and these inner pains, the beliefs, the trauma, the way you viewed it, so that you can find a way to get stronger and rise above. I got to have that conversation with my father late in life, and we had a beautiful 20-minute conversation, and a year later he died of a drug overdose on Father's Day. I have a clear heart, I have a clear conscience. He has a clear heart, he has a clear conscience. We may not always have those opportunities to have those conversations with people. A lot of people do not have the courage to sit in front of you and have these conversations. You don't have the courage to sit in front of someone and have these conversations. And sometimes the inner reflection will go deep than a few minutes in front of someone. So unapologetic forgiveness gives you that. It's the onion in the unraveling to the root of your pain and releasing it to you so that you can be set free. And then breaking all the cords that go with it. And gratitude, empowerment, and a newfound faith in yourself and people around you. Having grace doesn't come easy, but we can do it boldly.